Hello, welcome everyone. Thanks for liking my videos and subscribing to my channel. I do appreciate it. Today's video is going to be the top 10 things to do when you move to the villages. I will explain some of the things that you need to think about and some of the first action items you should have on your list. I will include a list of what I think are important things for you to consider shortly after moving to the villages. Let's take a walk, friends, and talk about them. These are some of the things that I have done. Shortly after I moved to the villages, I did relocate from Wisconsin to the villages about 3 years ago. And I wanted to share with you some of the items that I did, maybe give you some insight as to what you should do. One of the first things I did was I got my Florida state driver's license. And because I live in Sumter County, I went to the Sumter County building, the Golden Dome, that's located on County Road 466A and Powell Road. It's on the corner. So if you live in Sumter County, one of the first things you should do is get your driver's license if you're gonna be a full-time resident in Florida. It was actually a fairly easy and painless process. I think it only took an hour or so. Sumter County, very efficient. Unlike some of the other counties that I had to deal with. In Wisconsin, we'd have to get our driver's license from the state. And in Florida, you get your driver's license from the county, apparently. So that was different, that was unique. At the same time you get your driver's license, you should also get your license plates for your cars. If you're going to bring a car to Florida from your new state, and you can get those license plates in the same building. If you're in Sumter County, you go to the Golden Dome building on the corner of 466A and Powell Road, and they can help you get license plates for your car. And if I recall right, they give you two options. You can get a plate that says the Sunshine State, or you can get a different type of plate, but they cost the same. You have the option of buying a 1-year or 2-year license. I'm not sure if you get a price break if you buy 2 years. But they do give you the plates at the county building. You don't have to wait for the plates to be mailed to you. Like in Wisconsin, they do mail the plates to you. And also, at the same time, to be efficient, you should also think about applying for the homestead credit. And that is a credit that will appear on your property tax bill. Because you're a resident of Florida, and you can apply for the homestead credit. Essentially what they do is they credit your tax bill. They essentially lower your assessed value by, I believe, $50,000 because you're a senior citizen essentially. And you can apply for the homestead credit also at the Sumter County Golden Dome building on the corner of 466A and Powell Road. So you can do all three things at the same time, and Sumter County is very efficient. The driver license and the car plates are in an office at the end of the hallway. And the homestead credit is in a separate office that's very near where you buy your driver's license and license plates. And a side note for the homestead credit, if you move to the villages in the months of January, February, and March, you should apply for the homestead credit as soon as possible, because that credit would show up on your tax bill, I believe, that very same year. But if you apply for the homestead credit in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, that homestead credit will show up the following year on your following year property tax bill. And that tax credit does help save quite a bit of money. I think by applying for the tax credit, I think I saved like $500 on my property tax. So be aware of that when you move to the villages, to apply for the homestead credit as soon as possible if you qualify. And most full-time residents of the villages do qualify for the homestead credit, by the way. The other thing that you should do is go to the villages administration offices, which are now located at 3571 Kiessel Road in Brownwood. The villages administration offices recently relocated from Sumter Landing to the former Street of Dreams buildings in Brownwood. You should go there in the first week that you arrive in the villages, or maybe even when you close on your home, and you should set up monthly withdrawals from your checking account to pay for your amenity fees. The villages does not send you a bill in the mail for amenity fees. They essentially withdraw it from your checking account through an ACH transaction. And you need to go to the village's offices to have that set up. So that's another item on the list. The village's identification card. Every villager, when you buy a home, will be issued a village's identification card. I believe you receive that identification card when you close on your home. At least that's when I received mine. I did buy a pre-owned home, and I did close on the home at a local title company, but I also had to go to the village's the village's sales office in Lake Sumter, and I had to sign paperwork there. I had to sign the deed covenants and deed restrictions at Lake Sumter as well. So there is some closing paperwork you have to sign at the village's offices, and that was the time that I received my village's identification card, was when I closed on the home. The other thing you need to consider the first week or so that you're in the villages is how are you going to care for your lawn and your lawn contractor. You will need to hire a contractor to mow your lawn, unless you decide to mow your own lawn. But that's one of the first things I did when I got to the villages. I had to decide whether I'm going to utilize the same lawn contractor as the previous owner. I did buy a pre-owned home, and there was a landscape contractor mowing the lawn. And I decided to keep the lawn contractor that was already mowing the lawn. But if you buy a new home, you're going to need to find a landscape contractor to mow your lawn and take care of your lawn. As a side note, you will need to find a contractor. It might be the same contractor. If you want somebody to fertilize your lawn, and apply herbicides and insecticides. There are bugs and beetles that affect your lawn in the villages. And I did hire at one time a contractor to fertilize the lawn and insecticide the lawn. But I found out through monitoring them on my security camera that they weren't really applying fertilizer or insecticides. So be aware, some of the contractors will either put an insufficient amount of fertilizer on your lawn, or they will only treat half your lawn because they're in a hurry. So I ended up buying my own fertilizer and insecticides, and 2 or 3 times a year I will fertilize the lawn myself and insecticide the lawn myself. But I do have a landscaper that mows the lawn, very reliable individual. So be aware of that. Termite contractors, most homes will have, at least pre-existing homes will have a contractor that treated the home for termites. And the big decision there is, if you buy a new home, will you need to hire a contractor to do termite control or not? If you have a block home or a cement home, it might not be necessary. If you have a wood home, it might be. And I got varying opinions from different individuals when I was in the villages, whether it's important to have termite control or not. The first year I was there, I did have someone come over and treat the home for termites, and I watched this individual do it. And to be honest with you, all he did was go in my garage attic and spray a little bit, and he treated around the outside of the home. I did not feel, and he charged me like $1,000 to do it, I did not feel it was worth it. So after the first year, I did not treat my home with termite. At least I didn't hire a contractor, because I didn't feel it was worth it. And I did speak to several people, and they say the termites are not a big issue in the villages, even if you own a wood-framed home. But you should power wash your home periodically, at least twice a year, to keep the outside of your home clean. Occasionally I will see nests forming in the garage door area. It looks like little mud holes, and I believe that's the start of termites. So keep those clean. You should not have much of a problem. Obviously, some of the generic items, like you need to change your homeowner's insurance, you need to change your car insurance, you might want to consider buying Gulf car insurance. I have Gulf car insurance. I think I pay $75 per year for Gulf car insurance. My insurance company is Progressive Insurance, and the premiums keep going up on the car insurance, the home insurance. My home insurance is through a company called KIN, K-I-N Insurance. 2 years ago, I did an internet search to find homeowners insurance. Some people have told me they've had good luck buying homeowners insurance through the village's insurance agency. They do have an insurance arm, and they do represent independent insurance companies as well. So you might want to get a quotation through the village's insurance company, as well as getting quotes online. You also want to set up your payments for your internet, and I live in Sumter County, and Xfinity is the only internet company that's available to me. I know there have been people that notified me. They live in the southern part of the villages. They have other internet options, But if you live between the 6s, I think your only internet option is Xfinity. And Xfinity has been very good. They provide reliable service. It's actually inexpensive. I have the slow internet plan, although it provides adequate speed for me to stream my television. I have internet-based television, and I play YouTube videos, and the slow Xfinity service is good enough for that. I think I pay like $40 a month for internet service through Xfinity. Some of you may want cable television. I don't know much about it. I never purchased cable television while I was in the villages. I watched internet-based TV. I used to have DirecTV internet. I tried YouTube TV. And right now I'm going without television. I primarily watch YouTube. I try to get out and do YouTube videos as well, so I don't have a lot of time to watch TV. So if anybody knows a good cable television company or internet television, leave it in the comments below. Some of the things you should also consider: home security systems. Some people have home security in the villages, some do not. I was surprised to find out that a lot of people do have home security systems in the villages. When I first bought my house, I lived in Wisconsin, and I purchased Simply Safe, and I installed some cameras so I could monitor the home from Wisconsin. That worked pretty good. I did not have a monthly service. If there was anything that went wrong with the home, Simply Safe would just send me a text message. But I had no issues with it. Natural gas, I do have natural gas in my home. That is provided by TECO Energy, TECO. They're based, I believe, in Tampa, Florida. So you're going to need to set up an account with them or have it transferred over if you have natural gas. And the power I have is SECO Energy, that is SECO Energy. They're based really in Bushnell, Florida, on the south side of the villages. So you need to set up an account with them. So that is my entire list. I'm sure I forgot some things. So just to recap, I think the big items are: make sure you get a driver's license and your license plates. You're going to have a decision 1 or 2 years on the license plates for your car. You do not need a license plate for your golf car unless your golf car is street legal and you want to drive it on the streets. But then you have to have that golf car. You need to gear it up so it goes a certain speed, I believe like 35 or 40 miles an hour. And very few villagers have street legal golf cars because they want to save the cost of purchasing a license plate for the golf car. So most villagers do not do that. And that means the maximum speed your golf car can go is 19 or 20 miles an hour. You also want to make sure you apply for the homestead credit timely, and if you move in the first quarter of a year, you should apply for the homestead credit as soon as possible so it shows up as a credit on your property tax at the end of the year. Otherwise, you'll have to wait a full year for that credit to show up. That is my advice. That is the video. I will include a list of these items in a pop-up window. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Happy Sunday. I do appreciate it. Forward the videos to anybody who you feel would be interested, and have a great weekend, everyone. Take care.